Now we're going to continue to look at this example. So we still have 12 workers. We want to choose 5 workers to work. So this time we're going to change the restriction. So we still have we still want to choose 5 out of 12. So the restriction this time we have is out of these 5 workers, we want to choose, well, first of all, suppose out of these 10 workers, 12 workers, we have 7 men and 5 women. And then when we choose, first question, when we want to choose these 5 workers, we want to make sure that these 5 workers contains 3 men and 2 women. So it has specifics of 2 categories for the numbers. Previously, there are no restrictions about 12 or 5, but now we have. So how do we do this? And because we have to choose men and women differently, we have 2 steps to do the question. So first step, we can choose step 1, choose 3 men. And again, we have a total of 7 men, and we want to choose 3 men. So that's 7 choose 3. 7 choose 3. And we can simplify this. That would be 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. Reduce that. That gives us 35 different ways. So there are 35 ways to choose 3 men out of 7 men. Now step 2, let's choose 2 women. And we have a total of 5 women. We want to choose 2 of them. So here notice that we're not using 12 or 5, and we're using the specific numbers, 7 men and 5 women and 3 men and 2 men. But not we can't use 12 and 5 anymore because we have to do it separately. And then we work this out. We're going to get 10 ways. So there are 30. What's 35? There are 35 ways to choose 3 men out of 7 men. There are 10 ways to choose 2 women out of 5 women. But what if we want both? So we want to, how many ways are there to choose 3 men and 2 women? Then we have to multiply them because it's between steps. Step 1, there are 35 ways. Step 2, there are 10 ways. So to do both steps, we need to multiply them to get 350 ways. All right, let's look at the second question. What if we say out of these 5 workers, we want to make sure that contains at least 1 man. Now previously, we know exactly how many men we want. We want 3 men. But in this case, we just say at least 1 man. But we know at least 1 man includes 1 man, 2 men, 3 men, or 4 men, or 5 men. And we only need 5 people. That's why I stop at 5. You don't need to choose 6 men because we don't want 6 people. So there are total of 5 cases that we have to do. Just like previous example, we had 3 cases, but in this we don't really want to do. There are so many cases. Of course you can do, okay, 1 man. If you choose 1 man, and that means you have to also choose 4 women because you need a total of 5 people. If you choose 2 men, then you need to choose 3 women. If you choose 3 men, then you're going to have to choose 2 women. And if you choose 4 men, then you have to choose 1 woman. If you choose 5 men, that means no women at all. For each case, case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4, case 5, you have to work it out like we did it in the first example right here. So you have to do step 1, how many ways to choose 1 man, and times step 2, how many ways to choose 4 women, and then to get an answer. And then you have, for second case, you have to do 2 steps again, how many ways to choose 2 men, times how many ways to choose 3 women, and found an answer. And the same for the others. And after you get the answer for each case, you have to add them together to get a total, how many ways to choose 5 people, including at least 1 man. So that's just way too many cases. So this would be easier to do the opposite. So we already know the total number of ways to choose 5 men, which we did from the previous example. Let me show you that we got how many ways to choose 5 people from 12? 12 choose 5, a total of 792. So we already have 792 ways to choose any five workers. But we know some of them contains 1 man or 2 men or 3 men, so at least 1 man. But the opposite will be no man. So some of them will contain no man at all. But other than that, out of these 792 ways, some of them contain no man, but the rest of them should contain at least 1 man. So that's they are opposite of each other. No man, at least 1 man. And if you want to do directly, like I said, you have to do 5 different cases. At least 1 man includes that you have to do 1 man, 2 men, 3 men, 4 men, 5 men, 5 different cases. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the opposite of at least 1 man, which is no man at all. So how many ways will contain no man? Containing no man, that means all 5 of them will be 5 women. And notice that we have how many women? We have 5 women that we can choose from. So we're going to find out 5 women choose 5 women. That gives us exactly 1 way. You can work this out. 5 choose 5. If you go by definition, we know there's only 1 way to choose 5 people out of 5 people. And if you simplify that, yes, we get a 1 way. So out of 792 ways, only 1 way will give us 5 women, which means no man. So we're going to subtract that 1 way from 792. It gives us 791, which tells us about all of these rest of them, 791 for at least 1 man. So when we do this, we only have to do 1 case and subtract it from the total. And that will give us the answer. So instead of doing 5 different cases, adding them up, now you should still get 791. All right, now let's look at next question. So we still choose 5 men, 5 workers, but we want to contain at most, say, 3 women. Okay, at most 3 women. If we do cases, that means we have at most 3 women. You could have 3 women, and well, you can have 2 women. You can have 1 woman or no women. Well, if we do the opposite, it will be in this case the opposite of at most 3 women, which means at least 4 women. So the opposite might be a little bit easier. So at least 4 women. This at most means less than or equal to 3 women, but that's opposite would be greater than or equal to 4 women. So that gives us either 4 women or 5 women. So if you do it directly, you're going to have to do 4 cases. But if I do the opposite, I have 2 cases. So it's easier to do the opposite and subtract from the total of 792. Okay, so I'm going to choose to do the opposite first. So the opposite, if we choose 4 women, that means because we need a total of 5 workers, so that means we still have to choose 1 man. But if you choose 5 women, then we're going to have 5 people already. We don't have to do anymore. We don't have to choose any more men. All right, so let's see. How many ways are there to choose 4 women? Because we have a total of 5 women, choose 4 women. And times, because that's step 1. Step 2, we have a total of 7 men, choose 1 man. And I'm going to skip the calculation, and this way should be 5 times 7, which gives us 35 ways. So there's a total of 35 ways to choose 4 men and 4 women and 1 man. And we know there's 5 women, choose 5 women, that gives us 1 way. So there's 1 way to choose 5 women. Now adding them together, 35 plus 1, that gives us a total of 36 ways to choose at least 4 women, and subtracting that from a total of 792. And this is just choosing 5 workers from 12 any possibilities. Subtract 36 ways, including at least 4 women. That gives us 756 ways of containing at most 3 women. If you want to do the other way, and then you have to do 4 cases, I can work out a little bit here. So if you choose 3 men, that means you need 3 women, 2 men, 2 women, 3 men, 1 woman, 4 men, and no woman, which means 5 men. And then you have to work out how many ways to get to choose 3 women, because we have 5 choose 3 times 7 choose 2, 7 men choose 2 men, and work this out. And then 5 for the second case, 5 women choose 2 women times 7 men choose 3 men. And for third case, 5 women choose 1 woman, and 4 men choose 7 men choose 4 men. In the last case, we don't have to choose women. You can do 5 choose 0, or which is 1, or any times 7 choose 5, and work each one out. And you can work out each combination. That should give, the first case should give you 210 ways, second is 350 ways, and third case gives us 175 ways, and last case gives us 21 ways. If you add all of these numbers, 210 plus 350 plus 175 plus 21, that will give you a total of 760 ways, which is the same as what we got. So 2 solutions you can compare. If you do this strictly, a straightforward way is going to give you 4 cases. But if you do the opposite way, and you just have to have 2 cases, that you need to remember to subtract from the total of anyways. So that should give you the same answer.